All right, everyone, welcome to our Monday night Wellness Warrior call. And we are so excited that you're all here. And I love this call because this is where we all get to come together and empower you with real life stories and to hear from some of our top leaders in our company and some fitness trainers and nutritionists and all of the things. And so I'm excited for you to be here tonight. And I'm super excited for everyone that's going to be participating tonight. With their testimonials and with their expertise, and Robert for sure with his interviewing specialty. He's so great at that. So welcome everybody to our call tonight. We're going to start out tonight with a testimonial from one of my brand new dear friends. We've gotten to be such great friends. And we love to say her name at our house. And so I'm going to introduce you to my friend, Gina Saporito. Gina is she has a finance degree from Santa Clara University. She's a real estate broker for the past 16 and a half years, and she started in network marketing in 19 years ago. And we're so grateful to have her here at Zalevo. If you are not a part of our newest challenge, it's called the Body Reboot Challenge. That was inspired with Gina's help. And we'll be doing more challenges in the near future. So Gina, welcome to the call tonight. And we would love to hear your testimonial. I know you've been here just a very short time in Zalevo, but you have a super powerful testimonial already. So I'm going to turn the time over to you.
Thank you, Jill, so much. And it's a pleasure to be with everybody here also. So I'm looking forward to my journey as I grow as well. So I actually purchased, was it the Ultra Collection? Is that what I purchased? Okay. Had to try everything. The box arrives, and of course I'm going to sit. I was kind of waiting for the reboot challenge. And then I said, why am I waiting? So I opened up the box and I took out the Fortitude 85, the Biome Sync Trim, and the Biome Sync Daily. And I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and start these three. So I took the first dose in the morning, and I'm somebody who has a lot of nervous energy. My legs going, my arms going, my fingers are tapping, something's happening. And my mom will always grab my leg and say, stop. So anyway, I took my first dose. I went into my home office and I was printing something, and I'm tapping my foot. It's not printing fast enough. All of a sudden, my whole body stops. And this peace just came over me completely. And I was stopped in my tracks because it was so apparent. So I was like, I'm liking this, right? Because I have that overwhelm. I've got 500 million things to do. Don't know where to start. What am I going to finish? So I continued. About 3 to 4 days later, my pajama bottoms were getting a little loose, and I went, oh, I'm liking this. So I said, I better measure now. I had already taken my, before measurements, thank goodness. I was down 1.5 inches in my waist and 1.5 inches in my hips. I was blown away. 4 days. So then the next day I felt a little lighter. So I measured again, another 1/2 inch in my waist and 1/4 inch in my hips. In 5 days, I lost 2 inches in my waist and 1.5 inches in my hips. Not only that, my overwhelm has gone away. I've noticed my hair, because I'm so stressed out, my hair breaks like crazy. So I've been jealous of these people who have been stuck in their houses for a year and they pop out with this long, gorgeous, full mane of long hair, and mine's still chopped, But the other thing is, I found out I have a kitchen counter. So I'm one of those who brings the mail in, throws it on the counter, brings something, oh, we'll get to that later, throws it on the counter. My counter is clean. My kitchen table is clean. Everything is put in its place. I feed my dogs. I wash the bowls. I put them in ready. I've never been this organized, never been this on top of things. So I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you for these products. Obviously, I'm using the shakes as well, and also went through the 2-day burn, which was fantastic, but I'm over the moon with this.
I love that. So needless to say, you have focused energy right now, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Plus your pajama bottoms are getting loose. And for pajama
Exactly.
bottoms to get loose,
And
that's something, right?
sleeping amazingly. That was the other thing too.
I love that. Well, thank you, Gina, for your time tonight. And I know that you have somewhere that you need to be soon. So if you need to jump off, that's great. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Your testimony is so powerful and I'm sure super relatable to so many people. So thank you for being here. Appreciate you. All right, now we're going to move on to our next part of our call tonight, our next segment, and I'm going to introduce Robert Arthur to you. He is an incredible friend to me. I call him my brother from another mother, and he is one of the newest Platinum founding members in Zalevo. He did it within his first month. He's been in the network marketing space in the industry here for the past 25 years. He was in our past company for 17 years with his wife Joy of 26 years, who he calls Honeybee, which I love that so much. And he led a team in his past company of over 20,000 people, of entrepreneurs, where his wife also earned multiple $1 million there. So, if you guys can mute yourselves out, that would be, I think I got it. Okay. He's also a massage therapist and an outdoor mentor, leading groups and outdoor activities. He's driven to empower and lift up others, and we're excited to have him here on our call to interview our next guest, who I'm going to introduce right now. I'm going to introduce Tatiana. She has been a very dear friend for a really long time. And we met, probably, I don't even know, over 10 years ago at an event that we were both at, and we became quick, fast friends. And she's originally from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and now she resides in Florida. She has 2 beautiful daughters. If you follow her on social media, her daughters are absolutely stunning. Their names are Natasha and Alessandra. And she has 2 fun cats, Sage and Blue. She loves to help people be the best that they can be while enjoying life. She also has always loved health and fitness, and she's been in the network marketing industry for over 14 years. And she's a personal trainer, and she's a functional health coach, and she loves tennis and pickleball. Tatiana, when you come to St. George, we get to play pickleball for sure. And she loves long walks on the beach. Therefore, she resides in Florida for sure. So I'm going to turn the remainder of the time over to the 2 of you, Robert and Tatiana. And thank you so much for being a gift on our call tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Robert. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Jill. Hey, everybody, who's excited to be here? Anybody excited to be here to learn and grow and become step in more into your authentic, we call them your wellness warrior self. How's that? And the VIP on the line is each and every single one of you on this live call or the recording for stepping up and showing up for your health and wellness. So thanks for being here, guys. So it's an honor. And I had a pre-brief yesterday with this beautiful lady, Tatiana. And you'll see in a minute, her energy is contagious. She brings a tremendous amount of passion to life. So Tatiana, welcome.
Hey, so nice to be here with everybody. It's a pleasure.
It is a pleasure, isn't it? So first of all, should we be scared? I mean, you're half Italian, you're from Brazil. Are we gonna get fired up or what?
The UN, my house is the UN. I know, I always say it's like, we have Europe, we have Latin America, we have America. So it's like a mixture with everybody.
It is, isn't it? So I guess one of my very first questions to you is, so what is a functional health coach?
It's a very good question. I know everybody knows what a health coach is. And I've been in the health and wellness field for a while. And I always like the preventive part of wellness. That's actually what we do. So a functional health coach is preventing It's like the doctor just gives you medicine after you have the disease. A functional doctor actually is preventive. So people go to the doctor not to get without symptoms, or because family has symptoms and they don't want to get the symptoms. And so they try to treat it naturally with nutrition, with exercise, with better sleep, with less stress, all that stuff. And functional health coach, of course, we're not doctors, but we are, we learned to help. Like the doctor sometimes doesn't have time to be with a client, to go into the nitty-gritty of exactly what you have to do for exercise, how you have to eat. It gives them the overall, and we just jump in to help out with the nutrition and, of course, exercise and all the sleeping, stress, mindset, all those things that actually help people be healthy before they go to medication.
Wow. So on the practical day in, day out answers to wellness, if you will, and health.
Correct.
And I guess one of my questions I would have as a segue, so why? Well, like what led you, were you raised in a household where your mom was kind of a health nut, or, what type of environment created
No. My mother, on the contrary, she's Italian. And we were brought up with pasta, risotto, lasagna. Even though we were born in Brazil and we lived in Brazil, in our house, we always had Italian food. And we were brought with Italian food. And it was just, and to tell you the truth, when I was little, I was chubby. And I loved sports. And so I was really frustrated because I couldn't be really good at sport because I couldn't run as much as the other girls and this and that. So right then and there started my adventure of trying to find out how to be the best that I can be. It started when I was young. And I remember my mother would cry because I didn't want to eat her pasta. I wanted to eat just like, eggs and a little bit of rice and a little bit of this and that. So that started from an early age, like when I was middle school.
And I missed that part. So it was a desire were you in sports and athletics?
I was in sports. I loved sports. And then I just was a little chubby. My mother never came to me and said, you have to lose weight, because she's Italian. The chubbier you are, the more beautiful you are, Where are those cheeks?
Let me squeeze them. Yeah. I love it.
And then one of my teachers, a sports teacher, he was very good looking guy and he was very fit and he was vegan. And at the time I wanted to start studying how to be a vegetarian, vegan. And this is like, we're talking about, I'm going to age myself. It's like 40 years ago. And already there were people that were like that. And you wouldn't think about it so far, back. And that's when I started learning and going into books and doing papers on it and learning about nutrition.
Wow. And then post that level of education, then you went into getting the certification. What did you do from that point?
Well, it's interesting because I should have gone into that field. And even nowadays, my parents keep saying, you should have become a doctor, even though I would always go to the functional part of it. But I just let it go a little bit. My family was all into banking. So I went to school. I came to America, ended up coming to school here. I went to Houston. I went to University of St. Thomas, and then I transferred to University of San Diego, and I got a degree as an international relations major. And I was going to follow corporate world, the corporate life. And in college, again, that will of learning more about nutrition. And in Texas, everybody eats a lot of meat. So I was already a little bit vegetarian. And in Texas, I almost died because it was very hard to be a vegetarian in Texas 30 years ago. So I moved to San Diego. It was a little bit easier.
And yeah, and it's still a bit challenging because there's a lot of good tasting, but not so good for you, choices. But it's all about balance too, isn't it?
Of course, absolutely. But at the time, my mind was like this, and so going forward, I didn't follow the route of going into nutrition or health or fitness. That's what I really loved and liked deep inside. But my family was all into banking.
Yeah.
And so I was supposed to go into banking. Sometimes you have to follow what the family does. And I went into banking. I went to Switzerland. I did my training in Switzerland, came back here, stayed in New York for a while, went back to Brazil, all in banking, then came back. I can write a book. I left banking, I went back to banking, and always, always, always health and wellness and nutrition was in the back of my head. And I'm going to tell you this little story. When I kind of woke up, I was having dinner at this beautiful restaurant in New York with clients, $3,000 bottle of wine, this, that, whatever. And we had to talk about mutual funds or investments or this and that. And I looked at my client's plate, and I loved him and his family and his kids and his wife. And I'm like, why are you eating this?
Mhm.
And he turns to me and he said, Tatiana, are we here to talk about mutual funds or what I'm eating?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I love you and your family and your kids, and I know you guys. And it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. If you keep eating like this, and he wasn't very healthy, you're not going to enjoy. And that's when and he's the one that is like, what are you doing in banking? What are you doing in banking? Well, it's a family business. We have to follow the family. We've always followed everything. And that's when it's like the light clicked, and it's like, well, I guess I should try something else in health and nutrition. And that's how it started.
Wow. How many of you can relate to that? That there's been that passion somewhere inside of you for doing something better, for making those better choices and helping others. So yeah, I think many of us can relate to that. So we're so grateful you begin to make the choices. So if you can, let's fast forward the clock a little bit. So we talk about the fact that we were in a similar venture for many years. So one of your previous ventures was a journey of, what was it, 13 years you said earlier?
Yeah, for network marketing.
Yes, in the health and wellness arena, just to kind of forward the clock a little bit.
Yeah, well, I went back to school. I did physiology, kinesiology when I was in New York. I got some degrees there. And then I finally was able to come to Miami because I like the weather more here. New York, I was dying. I'm Brazilian, too cold for me. But I came with a bank, but on the side, I was teaching classes. I was, just doing mostly teaching. And my family almost disowned me. I mean, go to college, get a degree in international relations. I was going to go work for the UN. And then I come to Miami and I go teach classes. So it was like a shock. But I realized this is the things that I liked. And in the middle of that, I started learning about more nutrition and everything. And I started working in different spas. I ended up becoming spa director of 2 very big spas down here in Miami. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing, but I guess a lot of people can relate to this too. Any jobs out there, it's like 9 to 5. Actually, a spa, guys, it's 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and it's weekends included and holidays because that's when people go to the spa. Yeah. So that was I didn't have a life. And I loved because I was in the health and wellness, but I didn't have a life. And then I got married, I had kids, and for 2 days, I remember one day I went home, the kids were sleeping. I went to work, the kids were sleeping. I went home again, the kids were already sleeping because I was in the role. I had to work, and I realized it's like, no, this is not life. This is not what I want. And, when you put things in your mind, it's so interesting how the universe gives you things that you want, because I was looking for something, but I didn't know where it was. And I was looking for kind of a home-based business. And at the time, I was even willing to stuff 1,000 envelopes just to make that extra money to stay home with my kids.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's it. That's huge. And I didn't want to be away from them and not do homework with them and not pick them up from school. And that's when everything started changing in my mind. And I started learning a little bit more. And then network marketing fell in my lap.
Yeah.
It fell in my lap.
I want to just intervene just for a second because I want to read a couple of the comments. That it's like, I love your story. I really think it's cool that you realize the corporate world wasn't for you while putting into action to change your life constantly. It's so inspiring to see the reinvention. And then glad you had the courage to follow your passion rather than staying in an industry that didn't feed your soul. So inspiring. It's incredible, Tatiana.
Thank you. And you know what? I've got to say something with that because, you know, this world, it's too short. Life is too short and we see things happening every day. I mean, I just went, you know, a couple of things that happened lately. Let's put it, I mean, apart from, of course, COVID and the pandemic and everything, another trainer, super fit trainer, stressed out, some issues with health, had a stroke. We went to see him the other day. We're getting some money to help him out. And you see how your life can change in a minute, you know. And then here we are close to that building that fell in Surfside, the Champlain. That's like I go by there. I used to go by there all the time. And to know that your life can change like this, it just makes you realize we have to do something that we love and are passionate about. Because what is life all about? And when all these things happen, especially with the pandemic, you realize your life is being with loved ones, it's being with families, being with, and what better place to find a home, like a network marketing home that we have now, and be able to work from home and do what we're doing from home and make money from home and enjoy your loved ones. This is what life is all about. We got so far away, working like maniacs and not having a life. I mean, people have beautiful homes. They don't even see their homes. They're never home. Yeah. And this just brought me all back to perspective. And the more I get involved with network marketing, the more I realize this is what everybody should be doing.
Yeah, many of us would agree. And, you know, and with your permission, I would like to keep a little focus on the wellness journey, fitness journey first, and then we can kind of transition into the business story as it unfolds, if you're okay. Yeah. So obviously the functional health coach, personal training, you know, the fitness world. So what are some principles that were possibly missing? Why were you open? Many personal trainers that I've met through the years, they aren't really open a lot of times to a way to complement or enhance in the practical realm with supplementation, some of the cleansing, even some of the superfood products. So why were you open all along to supplementation and complementing, or were something shift that you opened up?
That's an amazing question. That's an amazing question, because I thought that I could go out to my group of personal trainers. I actually have a friend of mine that's a trainer that she joined us. She's on the line, Debbie, and she joined us. But it's like this, you know, it's like they do their thing. They have their steamed vegetables and steamed this and that, and they know what they're doing. And it's very hard to open up unless you shift or you try. And so for me, I had an entrepreneurial spirit. So that's number one, because you can be a personal trainer, but you want to go and work for somebody. Some personal trainers, they love it because they go to the gym, they teach classes, it's done, it's finished, they go home and they do their life. It's not that they don't want to open, like I wanted to open my own gym. I still will, maybe one day. I like to be my own boss. I like to be, you know, not have people, because of corporates, it was tough because sometimes the boss used to say something and I didn't agree, but if I didn't say yes, then I'm the bad one and I have to be careful because they're going to fire me. And I was always the one that's like, I don't care if they fire me. This is the way I think, and I think this way, and I'm going to follow my heart and what I think is right. And when I saw something wrong, that's why I couldn't stay in banking, because, you know, between us, we had to sell a specific product, but it's not a good product. Well, that's what we have to sell because we have a lot of this product. No, I like my clients. Why should I sell this product? So yeah. I wasn't good for them, you know. And in health and wellness, what we sell, it's good for people. You don't have to hide or lie or under the, no, it's like, this is it. This is life, health and wellness. So with training, it was, when I got approached, though, to tell you the truth, when I got approached, I did not know I didn't even know what network marketing was. I did not know people went out during lunchtime to a luncheon and network with other people. I love that. When I got out of the 9 to 5, that I was always used to 9 to 5, 9 to 5, my God, people go at lunch and meet other people and you connect and you have this, more entrepreneurial mindset. And that's when I realized what I really liked. I didn't even realize that, Amway and all these things until later in life when I got into network marketing, that I started learning all these things. So I had no clue what it was all about. I just needed a cleanse. I think that's what it was. And it was somebody that I looked up to because he was a doctor and he was in network marketing. So I'm like, okay, he's a doctor, well, maybe I'll talk to you.
So it was kind of the right person, maybe, and you were open to that conversation. So
I was open because I was opening, I had a little place, I had a little personal training little office at the time. And I was opening like I didn't tell you, but I also went back to school to become a chef, believe it or not, because nutrition and exercise has to go together. You can't have one without the other.
Right.
You can't have one without the other. But I didn't even know how to cook. We're trainers. We eat shakes, bars, steam everything and egg whites. So I had kids. I had to go learn how to cook. And I didn't want to cook pasta like my mother did. And even though my mother's a phenomenal cook, but it wasn't the kind of food that I wanted to eat. So when I went back to school to do that part too, I realized the importance of these two together. And so I wanted to open my own little place that had the fitness, and we actually cooked food and took it to our clients, but it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Yeah. And so that's a good segue for us for a few minutes here, Tatiana, is so because a lot of times some of these programs are the way to shift into a higher level of fitness and or weight loss, or in my case, just body composition, quicker recovery time. So much of the time it's demanding a huge chunk of time and knowledge, education. So what are some little tips or tricks for us that you bring as a trainer? And when you're doing some of this wellness coaching with people, how do you weave in, how do you suggest people look at a system like we have? Because again, we have this beautiful system. Could you kind of tee it up for us, kind of introduce it and how you kind of weave it into your conversations?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a health coach for a spa here in Aventura. It's near where I live. And most people come to me because they want to change their diet, weight loss. So of course, because I work for them, I have to be very careful introducing our products.
Right.
Because our products they make, it's not something that is part of what they do. So and this is with everybody. When I meet somebody and talk to people about, you need to lose weight or, body composition or more energy, whatever the reason it is, always listen to the whole story of what people have to say. Listening is the number one thing. And sometimes we're too fast when they say, I need to, I need help, I need to lose weight. We just talk right away. Well, okay. So what do you do? What do you eat? I stay with people for a while, and you don't have to be a health coach to talk to people and know what they're doing and know how they're eating. It just shows that you care and that you really understand where they are. And we, being here and being with Zalevo, we know a little bit more than the normal people, because it's shocking how people really have no clue sometimes, of our products and what supplementation can do. They just think, I just won't eat bread. I won't eat carbs and I'm going to be okay. No, it's more than that. And so, I just explain things with them a little bit more, but I really use the tools. I don't want to be the know-it-all, because I did that before with my other company. And that was actually a detriment to being duplicatable. even though people just wanted to do the products. But then even if they want to do the products, if you're duplicatable, somebody asks them, oh my God, you lose weight, what did you do? They just want to know the products. Oh, there's a video that Tatiana sent me, or she can send it to you. They don't have to talk to me if they don't want, they don't know me. You know, people, you don't know where they are, what they think, or what they've been through in the past. So sending them, I send them what they need. Sometimes it could be the whole thing, but sometimes they want to know about the shake. We have amazing tools that talks about the shake. You know, I'll say a little bit, but I don't want to say a lot.
Okay, so you obviously leverage the tools, and
Absolutely.
I'm assuming it's right from our wonderful little app that we all use. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really send any tools anymore without outside of the app, to be honest. And obviously you have some of your favorites. All of us have our different favorite tools, but we customize what we send them, as you said, based on the discovery, listening, find out what their goals are, what they're going through.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an old one that we have, I think it was called the philosophy.
Yeah.
Christy Cody. I love that one. I love the philosophy. It's like with everything I send the philosophy. Why?
Yeah.
Because it gives them the overall of who we are, why our products instead of other products.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. That's my number one tool that I send to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then whatever they need, but sometimes I might add something. Let's say they I just want to do the cleanse. Okay, you want to do the cleanse, but look at the big picture. So I might send the one that she says about the burn and the shake and why it's important to have some shakes before. So I'll, send them a little bit more. Said this is about the cleanse, that do the fasting and the burn, but check these other couple of videos. They're only 3 minutes long. And because if you do the whole program together, it's more beneficial for you. So I let the products talk, the videos talk, and leave it like that.
I agree. So what are 2 or 3 to kind of follow that path for a moment? So discovery, we've listened, we see their goals, we share the tools, and they come on board. So what are 2 or 3 of the common maybe pitfalls or some of the typical stumbling blocks that we can all kind of armor ourselves with, even to save us the time? So what are 2 or 3 of those biggest stumbling blocks that we can maybe avoid?
Well, what I see is like when you're going through the process of getting somebody and they buy the products and they're ready to start, always checking up on them. Sometimes I feel that, we sign somebody up and woohoo, I'm done. I did it. Okay. She's going to have a great time and let her do it. And there's no need to, be on top of them all the time. Because we have the tools. We have the 11-day burn. We have the 30-day. We have the 90-day. So whatever program you put them on, always put them on the Facebook page. For whatever reason, they don't have a Facebook. Some people don't. It's okay. But even if they have or don't have, I always follow up. I always make sure I kind of know when they're getting the products. And sometimes if they do it by themselves and they have their own username and password, I can always, call Christy or Morgan, do you know when the order of Angela is coming in? And they can tell me, oh, it got in today and she didn't call me yet. It's like, okay. Because, let me check. Hey, just wanted to check if you got your program. Let's talk about it. And what I do, and I think this really helps with people. And I've been doing this a lot. I mean, because of the pandemic, I've been loving Zoom more than ever before. And when I meet people, when I talk to people, even 3-way calls, all Zoom. That connection is not just phone anymore. I connect through Zoom. Like, whoever brings me, the 3 of us are on Zoom. And so whenever they have a product and they want to, tell me what they have, if they are open, I'd rather do it in Zoom. So, we show the product. It's like, did you get your 40 tube? This is a 40 tube. Okay. So you know how to do it. And I bring them out and we bring them out and there's a better connection. So I think that's important, especially with new people and the ones that are scared or they've never done it before. When you're connecting with them, they see like, it's nothing. It can be done. It's easy. And they can see my face and I can see them. And it really works nicely with the Zoom.
I agree. I
So I
agree.
think connecting is important.
Yeah, the connecting, the listening, being practical, following up, building the relationship. And so for a moment, can you put on your, okay, I know you use the tools. We get the point. That being said, this is your background. So for a moment, put that aside for a moment and step into your functional health coach.
Okay.
So if I were to ask the question off the cuff, why Zalevo? Why do these products? What sets these products apart, and why should I get this system or this product combination versus something I can get over here at Walmart?
Okay. Well, if I'm talking to them, if I'm not sending them a tool, what I would say would be these products are not even called, they're top of the line formulations. I've been in the health and wellness field for over 30 years, and I don't buy anything out there. I give it to my parents, to my sister's business builder, my kids, and everybody I love. So I know, and I take these products myself. So I know that these products are top of the line. And because I'm a health coach, I will never put something in my body that's going to be detrimental to me. And apart from that, I'll send you a video that explains. See, I'm so used to sending them something, but I would say, just especially the zero cal, the sugar that we have in, it's not even stevia. It's like amazing. I don't think it's even in the market, the sugar that we have yet.
The zero cane.
So I talk a lot about the zero cal because that sugar is awesome. And to have products nowadays with a very low glycemic index and sugars like minus not even 1, and because inflammation is our biggest problem with us nowadays, it's a huge plus. There's a shake in the market that you see on TV all the time, Cachava, something like that. It's like everybody's talking about it. My spa director, she came in with it and she's showing me. I have also, because we're like this, we fight a little bit. So it's like, I don't care what you have. I have my thing, you have your thing. We're fine as long as we don't mess with each other. And the only question I ask her is like, how many sugars in yours? And she goes, 7. What about yours? Less than 1. And she goes, how can that be? It's like, we don't want to know about it. So, it's like reverse psychology. And like, she always sees me with my shake, but she never asks a question. One day she'll ask. So, but you have to. And so there's so many things in our product that are amazing, but the sugar is a big, big one with all the other ones out there in the market. It's huge.
I know we could do, we do have, if you're on this call for the first time as a guest, we want to welcome you. And we do calls where we deep dive into the ins and outs, ingredients, etc. So this call happens to be, even though that's your background, I love the fact that even when I kind of prod you, you give us that simple, succinct answer, and here's the tool. Simple answer, here's the tool. And it's so ingrained in you. And I love it because through the years, Tatiana, how many other wellness professionals, chiropractors, nutritionists have you and I, Jill, we've all seen this, where their own knowledge became their number one wall, their number one reason they weren't building a team.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Absolutely. So let's, I have some other questions because one of your reasons why, Kathy Rhodes said, I love simple answers. Here's the tool. Thank you. We agree. We have a tool for everything. So yesterday in the pre-brief, I said, okay, why Zalevo? Tomorrow when we talk on this call, which is happening right now, I said, what are your reasons? And you said, number one, obviously the products, because that's no compromise. We've kind of covered that. They work, they change lives. And number two, now we're making a shift, guys. So again, we are going to have a little business conversation here too, toward the end of the call. We touched on it throughout the call, but now we're going to get a little more in depth. So you also said, Robert, it's the comp plan. So I would love for you to comment on that a bit, because on this call as well, we have many people who are very passionate about creating some financial stability, even some independence if that's their goal. So why did you say, why is one of the biggest reasons why you're here with this company happens to be the compensation plan.
Yeah. The reason I said that is because I love health and wellness and the products and everything, but I was 13 years with my last company, and I got frustrated because I was connecting with people, I was talking to people, people were signing up, things were happening, and I wouldn't see too much happening with the money. And yes, you can love something, but then if I wanted this to be my real plan A for the rest of my life, I couldn't live on the money I was making. And it was very frustrating. And again, it's really interesting how when it was a part, even people in my team were saying, what's going on? You look down, you're not the same. And I'm like super up and happy and optimistic all the time. But it got to a point that it's like, should I really maybe try and go to get a job or something else, or do something because I wasn't fulfilled in the compensation plan with a company. And one night out of the blue, long story short, I don't know why I was in the computer, saw Jill there saying something, and they were saying goodbye to Doug about something, and I'm like, what's going on? And it's the universe opens up when you're looking. I was looking for work, I was looking for something else. I wasn't looking for another network marketing company at all. But then we connected, we talked, and then Doug showed me the compensation plan. And I like, what? Really? You don't need to build a downline to make money in this company. And you don't really need to buy products, even though we love the products, to buy the products to make money in this company. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then he explained to me how it worked, and knowing that I know trainers, massage therapists, physical therapists, chiropractors, they're very happy with what they do. They don't want to build a network marketing company. Some of them might in the future, but if they have top of the line products that they can sell to their clients with already what they're doing, and they sell like $5,000 a month, that for them is nothing, you can make 25% of that.
Yeah.
Without building a downline. I mean, this is huge. So it started there, and then learning about everything else. And then afterwards, like go even deeper, what happens after you're 1-star, servant leader. I'm still learning. I mean, this is so different from what I was used to before. And it took me a while to grasp it and to understand and to see how it worked. And I'm still learning, but it's working with, I'm going to tell you the truth, I've been with the label before it was Health Sync, a year and a half now. And I'm almost making what I was making with my other company for 13 years.
Yeah.
And I'm only, maybe what's going to happen in 5 years from now. It's like, okay, financial freedom. I know it.
It's
not
amazing.
even 5, maybe 2, 3.
And timing wise, for most of you, if you are new, just so you know, all these beautiful formulations, including the rounding out the program with the whey and the plant-based Ultra 30, and now with the branding, the packaging, the timing, everything is now really all came together just at the beginning of the year. What do you think, in March, Jill, probably, when it all came together, branding, formulations? And so timing wise, and then our growth has been just exponential, Tatiana. So, and you, Jill, Kathy, Horn, you paved the way because you guys were there at the very beginning of this. So you bring so much grit. Thank you for kind of paving that path, if you will. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's definitely been a journey. And Tatiana, thank you. You've been strong through the whole transition. We've just been like, okay, here we go. We've got this. And now we have this beautiful packaging, beautiful logo, beautiful name of company. We're just so thrilled with everything that's come, and with Kirsty being here to formulate these incredible formulations. And for those of you who are new to this call, we love Kirsty. She's an incredible formulator, and she's in charge of she's the director of formulation and field education on all of the formulations, and she will definitely be here to grace us with her presence on a future call in the near future. So,
Hey, Jill,
yeah,
I just got a text from Kirsty before this call, and she is confirmed for the 26th.
awesome. Okay, perfect. So we'll be hearing from Kirsty on the 26th. And something that you said so profound, Tatiana, that I love is that, and I've been calling it a referral link, like to the professionals that are out there, like chiropractors and hair salon owners and things like that. And I'm like, you can get a referral link for $39.95, and you can just give that referral link out to people and encourage them on, give them a recommendation on what to get. Or they can just go on and get whatever they would like. But I love that we have that referral link that we can, that they are able to earn back 10 to 25% back on their customers or clients and things like that without even having an organization. So it's just been, our compensation plan is incredible, for sure.
I agree. Yeah, thank you. So a couple additional questions, and guys, feel free to grab the chat box too if you want to ask some additional questions that we haven't addressed for Tatiana. I do have a couple additional questions, Tatiana. One is, what are 2 or 3 of the things that you do that are key for you when you do launch your newbies? All of us are bringing in, new customers, new wellness partners, on a consistent basis. So are there a couple things that you do every time with your newbies?
Well, again, I use Zoom. We connect with Zoom, and I'll go over if they are like business partners, if they are here, sometimes even with this thing that was shutting down and people weren't coming in, but I had a couple of little tastings at the house, get-togethers, so we can, even when the new whey products came in, so we had the tasting of the whey chocolate, the whey vanilla, and we checked it out with the plant-based, so it was a little get-together. Sometimes with my wellness partners, I went the other day to her house. If they're close by, I really want to build my wellness partners as become like friends, family, and we try to do things together. And there's going to be a network marketing now. Things are opening up, so we do things together. But at the beginning, it's all to be duplicatable. I try to stay in Zoom, and I go over the back office with them, and I make sure that I show them how to use the app. And they want to have the app, and always open them up to, don't worry about not knowing anything. That's why we do 3-way calls, and I'm always there to help them out with whatever they need. There's no stupid questions. We do have a little Facebook page of just my team that we connect all the time. If I think something, I have to put it in there for them to know. I connect with them also through Facebook like that. Yep. And then we do have also a weekly call for half an hour where we address what's working, what's not working, frustrations, things that they feel comfortable talking to me, because it's like a little group and we just go back and forth and talk about different things. And then for the VIP, it's I always connect with them. Every time I send them the product, I get the products for them, whatever, I connect them through messaging. And you have to listen to what the person wants, because sometimes they like messaging, sometimes they hate it, sometimes they want the email, sometimes don't even think about calling them on the phone, because nowadays nobody wants to talk on the phone. It's very hard. It's weird. It's different, But so I ask, how do you prefer me to connect with you? Do you want me to call you? You want to call me? So I listen. Again, everybody's so different.
Yeah.
Everybody's so different. You've got to listen to the way the people want to be connected with you, because if they don't like, I feel like people sometimes they're very like stressed. Everything stresses people out nowadays. So if you do it the wrong way, they might get mad. It's like, why did you call me? I was in a meeting. It's like, then, you know, do you prefer text? Do you prefer Zoom? Do you prefer, no, Zoom, no, I don't want you to look at my face. Okay, then we'll do text. So you have to see what people want to do. Now, sometimes with the tools, do you prefer email or do you prefer text? I mean, for me, text is 10 times better because I just go on the phone, doom, doom, doom. People are like, no, email. Okay, so email.
Yeah. Yeah. Many times, I think the word you said the most during this call is listening. And listening to our people is the key part, whether we're prospecting, following up, mentoring, coaching, whatever it is. That's a huge nugget. I did have a question, didn't come in the chat, but it came across my own text from one of my people. I know you're big on the vegan vegetarian journey as well. And now you do kind of a scoop of each, the whey, the plant-based. One of the basic product related questions is, if somebody is more on the plant-based journey, do they really need to adjust dramatically the amount of protein, or is it still a comparable amount of grams? She's saying that because she's seeing a lot of vegan and vegetarian, even athletes, fitness people, they're a lot of times eating less protein. And then for the more whey-based carnivores over here. So any insight into that journey?
Well, Kirsty Cody did a really good call the other day about the whey and the protein. And she said that the difference is very, very minimal. Okay. That yes, whey is a little bit more, it's a little better for lean muscle mass, for promoting lean muscle mass. That's why I mix both of them. Like, I'm not totally vegetarian or vegan. I do eggs, I do fish, I do cheese. You know, I'm not 100%. I just don't do red meats and, you know, and other meats, but it's more or less the same. It's really the difference from what I remember Kirsty was saying, it was minimal. Yeah. And but yes, if you're going to see which one is better for promoting lean muscle mass, if somebody, like I do, 1 scoop of each. And my scoops are not like scoops. They're like scoop with this much more on top. So it comes out almost 3 scoops.
Yeah, they're heaping. Many of us can relate to that. So yeah, any other questions before we I'm going to ask Tatiana to kind of share her closing summary and also maybe her vision to end the call tonight. Also, Jill has a couple of updates to share. So any other questions, guys, before we have her kind of tied up in a bow for us? Everybody's thanking you, Tatiana.
Yes, I didn't see any other questions in the chat, just a lot of gratitude and complete just love for you, Tatiana, and all that you are and all that you represent. So thank you.
Yeah, very much so. A ton of gratitude here. So speaking of gratitude, what do you see happening over the next few months, next few years, next couple of decades? Kind of give us a kind of vision cast for a minute as we close the call out, Tatiana.
I think we're going places. I really do. Being in Florida, one of my things, and we talked about this before, is like there's a huge Latin community here. And this is something that little by little, you know, with consistency and persistency, I want to tap in and see where we can go there. But I see a huge vision. We have there's an amazing heart in this company that was lost in the last company. And a lot of people with the hearts coming here. And there's so much strength and energy in this company that I hadn't felt in a very, very long time. I felt it at the beginning when I joined the other place before, and I'm feeling it here. So I feel we're going places. We're doing it the right way. We're doing it slowly but surely. And we're going to be helping thousands and thousands of people, not only with the health, but also with the wealth. And I just want to say to everybody, find your why. And everybody knows this. It's always the big thing, like find your why, find your why. And it's not just one thing, just dive deep, because my why since the beginning has always been my girls. And it doesn't matter how old they are. Now they're in their 20s. We started like 14 years ago. And but it's always them, because now they need me in other ways, you know, and just being able for us to be in a company that will give us enough income that we can do whatever we want, go wherever we want. And, you know, I need this, I need that, no problem. You know, it's just, it's so rewarding. It's so beautiful. And, you know, this world is crazy, like crazier than ever before. And to have this community that keeps us grounded in so many ways, and makes us feel good, and everybody's just helping everybody to build themselves up. What you guys are doing, I'm helping you, you're helping me. It makes me feel so good to be able to be here and help you guys. It's a blessing, and I feel so honored and humbled to be here and help as much as I can, because helping you guys, you're helping me much more than you think. So I thank you for that from the bottom of my heart.
Well, we thank you. Jill, should we do a 1, 2, 3 and then say thank you or love you to Tatiana?
Absolutely. Let's do it. All right. 1, 2, 3. We love
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, you're the best.